You are not gonna believe what we found hiding in the walls of our tiny cabin. Hey there, it's Christina from the DIYmommy.com. My husband Sean and I are renovating a tiny 1957 cabin, and we're hoping to enjoy it as a family by the lake and also use it as a vacation rental. In case you missed the last two videos in this series, I'll link them down in the description box below if you want to catch up. We are starting demolition, and I think you're going to want to see what we find behind these walls. In my hand right here are the approved permits for the renovation. So that means we can start the demo. Now that we have the permits, we are ready to demo the space. By we, I mean Sean.
We're starting out by pulling out the drywall. And once all the drywall is out, most likely there's going to be paneling underneath the drywall, and then we'll have to pull out all that, and then we have to pull out all the floors and all the ceilings and all the old wiring and insulation and basically everything to the floors, and then we're going to gut the floors as well.
Now that everything is demoed, let's see what we find behind all these walls.
We found a wasp nest, well, multiple wasp nests, probably 5 or 6 I think. And in one wall, probably half of the walls were not insulated. We have one corner of the house that is completely full of ants and carpenter ants, so we get to deal with that.
The damage from the ants was pretty bad, but we were able to clean most of it out by removing the insulation. We also discovered that the old chimney was held up by 2 2x4s, so Sean had to demo that whole chimney, and now everything's safe.
Really, the rest of it, the framing looks okay. There's a little bit of rot in places, but very little, really, comparatively to how old the place is.
So, I mean, most of the things we found behind the walls was bad, but there was a good thing that we found behind the walls. We found this old wallpaper from the original cabin, the 1957 cabin. So cute, turquoise and red with little mushrooms on it. And what I love about this is that our oldest daughter wanted to do a cottagecore theme in this cabin, and she wanted to include mushrooms. So when we find this wallpaper, it was like a confirmation that this little cabin can be this really sweet cottagecore theme. And we're gonna pay tribute to the original design of this cabin, the original decor, that little mushroom wallpaper with all of these cottagecore mushroom accents. On our trip to the States with the kids, we got a few really sweet things at World Market, and one of those were these mushroom cups, which I think is going to tie everything in together so nicely. Yes, I'm already buying decor for the space, and yes, we are only at this stage. Our wasp is back.
He's totally looking for his place.
So the wasp keeps returning because it's looking for the nest that used to be in that wall there, or the pile of nests. All right, welcome to the tiny lake house, all gutted. So it's a lot easier now to see what we're gonna do with the layout now that everything is open and accessible, so come on in. So here you can now see a little bit better how we're gonna lay out this space. We're gonna have the bathroom and the utility room back here. I'm standing in what will be the bedroom. We're gonna replace this window right here. It has a big hole in it. And then if you come on over here, this is the space that's going to be completely open. So we're gonna have the cutest little tiniest kitchen in here. this is gonna be the dining room right here, and then right on over here is going to be our living room. So I feel like this is the perfect spot for the couch, facing this way, TV, and then looking out to the backyard. So this is exciting for me, maybe not for Sean, but this is exciting for me because now we can kind of really get a feel for the new layout. I still think it's gonna work really well. And interestingly, this place was not as smelly as our other lake house, right?
Yeah, it doesn't have mice in it. That was what made it smelly.
Let's talk about the sourcing for this place so far. It's honestly been a nightmare. The first thing that we wanted to order was windows. We went through a few different companies. They said we could not get windows until the fall, which just isn't gonna work because we need windows and doors in place before we do the spray foam insulation. I'm ending up just ordering some simpler windows from Home Depot. They're not exactly what I wanted, but they're gonna be in right away, and doors as well. So have to make a few sacrifices. There's so many supply chain issues still. If you've renovated or built a house recently, you'll know the frustration. Sort of like our last rental renovation, we're gonna have to make a few compromises, but I feel like with a little bit of creativity, lots of DIY, we'll still be able to get the look we want in the end.
So the next steps is we really want this cabin to be a cozy cabin for the winter. So I'm actually gonna pull up the subfloor, and we're going, because underneath it there's no crawl space, there's only dirt underneath the joists of the floor. So if we leave that, it's basically a direct line to the outside. So the floors are gonna freeze up every winter. So we're gonna have to line the bottom and insulate the bottom of the floor, and then we'll put the subfloors back down, and then we can put the walls in, and then we can do our rough-ins for electrical and plumbing and get our septic and water in place and all the mechanical, and then we will be at drywall after that. But that's a long ways away. So
I'm not sure about our original already. I'm not sure about our original deadline of having this ready for sometime in the summer, but we're gonna work really hard on it and see. I know we're gonna be enjoying this as a family regardless this summer. As we work on it, the kids can go down to the beach and we can have fun there, bring the trailer here and enjoy it ourselves. So either way, I'm excited. Let me know what you think of the progress so far down in those comments below. If you missed the last couple of videos, I will leave a link to those down in the description box below. And make sure to subscribe to my channel and stay tuned for the next episode in our tiny cabin renovation. I'm gonna leave some more videos that I hope you will enjoy watching next, right up here.
bye.